Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your weekly general tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So these readings are for everybody. These are the general energies, trends and themes that we're likely to experience over the course of the week. This reading was actually developed in collaboration with you, my wonderful audience. So if you've been with me long enough, you know that back in 2019 slash, very late 2019, we kept noticing that there were patterns and trends and stuff showing up in the weekly readings. So I started to create what was known as a key to the week sort of energy. And before we know it, this reading evolved out of that. So if you've been with me since 2019 and prior to that as well, you know you absolutely have my heart. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates once you've sat for a spell and had a listen to this weird old British guy, hit the subscribe button and stick around for more. I use astrology, tarot, and numerology in all of my readings, and I can't help but sort of incorporate all three of them at this point because the systems just speak to me in that way. So if you are interested in all of the weird and wonderful spiritual sciences, this is a place for you. Now, with that said, these are the decks of cards that I'll be using for us today, for the week ahead. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So, with that said, first I always start with my intuitive message. So every week when I go into my intuition, I ask for the weekly message. And this week, what I saw was a silver pitcher pouring water into a stream. So all very Aquarian symbolism. If you've been with me long enough, you know that I am an Aquarius. So it spoke to me in that way. But the message that I got from this was, it's time to return to source in order to collect your blessings, right? There's so many reasons for that being the phrase or the words that come from it. But the long and short of it is, whatever you have set into motion or asked the universe for or have been manifesting, that picture pouring in is basically kind of like the universal cheers to say it's on its way. Are you in the right mode of energy for receiving what you asked for? This is one of the fundamental things about manifesting that people often very much forget. They spend so much time chasing that thing, manifesting that thing, working for that thing, that they forget to then just kind of put it to the side and get into receptive mode so that whatever it is that you've called forth can start to show up. And a part of that making your energy, your space, your environment, etc. ready for it is not just about being, sat on the sofa with your hands open going, yeah, I'm ready to receive now. It's also about creating an environment energetically, mentally, emotionally in your actual space that is conducive to keeping long term the thing that you have asked to come into your life. So if it's a partner, most people can manifest a relationship really easily, right? Keeping that partner and keeping a happy, healthy relationship, that's where a lot of people struggle. And it's often because they haven't made the internal adjustments, or, it's like you want somebody to move into your house, but you don't want to give them half of your closet. Really? Really? Okay. Right, we see where we're going with this. It's like people that win the lottery. Within 2 to 5 years, a lot of them are broke, sometimes worse off than they were when they won all of that money. Why? Because they didn't have any foundation for building the knowledge and skills to handle or to manage that money. So do you see what I mean? It's like preparing, right? So you're preparing for your blessings, going back to the source, saying your thanks and your P's and Q's, coming back and saying, right, okay, now I'm ready to receive whatever it is I've been working on or towards. A very long-winded message this week, I apologize. But we are back. One is back in the building. It's been a minute, right? So you've got weeklies coming again. I know a lot of people are really excited about that at this point. It's been really nice to have so many. Okay, that's our key to our overarching energy trend or theme from the Human Design Oracle deck. And it's enthusiasm, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be, right? So that's really exciting, and it's actually it's really made me chuckle, and I love it. The reason this is important is, what's the best way to put it? well, it's not so much that it's important, it's more a case of we're back. I'm bringing back the weeklies. It's been really wonderful to have emails and messages from people like, dude, you don't know how much I love this. I'm really here for it. I can finally get my housework done easily again. I'm always a bit like, okay, I'm not sure if that's a compliment, but I'll take it. So for our direction energy from the Human Design Oracle deck, we have the Gate 16 and Enthusiasm. And this really is about, one, leading by example, and two, this actually, even though it says enthusiasm, which is that childlike wonder, right? And I think it's said, I can't remember if it's in the Bible, and I'm paraphrasing anyway, but it's like unto a child. If you can enjoy something or see the world through the eyes of the child, you'll be living in the correct way. They're excited about everything that comes their way. They're just open to that experience, and they're completely accepting of whatever it is that shows up. Well, this enthusiasm energy, it's not just about enthusiasm, it's about the gratitude that we need to feel in order to have or to welcome in or invite the thing that we've been working on manifesting, right? Going to source, making yourself enthusiastic, making yourself innocent, and not like in terms of like, I'm innocent, I don't know anything, in terms of just being open to however it is that you want to bring this thing that I've asked you for into my life. I'm open to that. You are in control. You are in charge here. Yes, I'm an active participant. I believe that we co-create our destinies in line with the universal will. Just like we've been asking, we've been manifesting, we've been working on. Then we have to get out of the way and say, right, big you, it's up to you. It's time for you to do your bit now. And then you're doing your other bit in the background by making time, space, energy, conducive environments to the thing that you're trying to bring in. Get into that enthusiasm, because that's going to lead you to your absolute gratitude, right? Be excited about what the universe is bringing you. And more importantly, be excited about the fact that you haven't got a clue how it's going to show up, right? A lot of people often get into the fear and the stress of it when they, well, I don't know how that's going to happen. Get excited about the fact that you don't know how it's going to happen, because that's where the good shit is, right? Like, that's when you're really, really starting to trust the universe. When it's like, okay, you know what? I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. I feel it. Like, I just feel it, and I'm following that, right? Oh gosh, I could tell you so many times I have that, you know, and if you've been with me long enough, you know, I talk about my intuition for me, and it's important that you get to know how your intuition speaks to you. If you want to find out, there is a link in the description box for my intuition activation webinar. It's like £33.33. You can check it out. It's 2 hours long. There's bonus materials in there as well, giving you exercises to work with and to really understand how your intuition speaks to you. How my intuition speaks to me, and it was, you know, in the early days, it was very rudimentary. I used to get what I call the roller coaster gut, and it was like zoom, and I always knew that is not my path. Whatever it is, I don't know why, but that is not for me. Then I used to get what I call the popcorn chest. It's like this happy, excited, enthusiastic feeling in my chest where I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but I like it. I want more of that. I would follow it and it would lead me to something great. Get into the popcorn feeling, right? Don't worry about how it's going to happen. That's not your domain. That's their domain. All right. So for our direction cards, how do we best tap into this? With the Three of Wands. Okay. With the Hierophant and the Sun card. Well, the first thing that you can do to tap into that enthusiasm is get out of your usual places of doing things, right? So the message behind this is the Three of Wands is actually a travel card. It's also a luck card. The Hierophant card is about your routines, your rituals, and the things that you do consistently over and over and over. Right, and then you've got the Sun card, the lightest, most brightest, most powerful card in the deck that symbolizes happiness, light, joy, abundance, freedom, liberation, travel, movement. These two are travel cards. And so you are being asked, for some of you, If you've been planning to go to a sacred site, maybe to a specific church or a cathedral, maybe to go to Stonehenge or Avebury if you're here in the UK, or one of the other stone circles, etc., this is your message to get in your damn car or on public transport or whatever it is and go to that place. There are answers waiting for you. There are good feelings waiting for you. And there are more than a few synchronicities there to shake you out of your complacency. On top of that, because it's the Hierophant card, and like I said, this is your routines, your rituals, you're about to, all of us in some way, shape or form, the way that we get into this enthusiasm and tap into this gratitude and go back to source is by remembering that it is all a universal connection and, in a sense, all a universal game of love and happiness and joy. And what this is really saying to you is you need to change your environment. You need to change your routines, right? This is a week to switch it up, to change it up in whatever way you possibly can, the way that you go back to source. So if you're the sort of person that prays for, you know, an hour or whatever every day, maybe you're being asked to switch that up. If you meditate every day and you notice it's become a bit sluggish, the universe is saying to you, you gotta switch it up. Change it up, right? This thing that you wanted, that you've been working towards bringing into your world, it's going to require a different version of you. It's going to require a different mindset. It's going to require different powers, different abilities, different ideas, different knowledge, different wisdom. It's going to require a different activation of your soul, for crying out loud. Change your environment, change your routines, change your habit. It's time to switch it up. That's where the good stuff lies. And the beauty of the Three of Wands with the Sun card, that is luck. That is luck that comes to you potentially either from a very powerful person or maybe from somebody that you meet when you go to this place of worship or sacred site. So in some way, shape or form, it's time for you to switch it the fuck up. Okay? Ooh, all right, I'm in it. Ooh, okay. For our insight cards. So the insight cards always, for me, it's kind of like a heads up. It's what's round the corner. What do we need to be aware of? If we could see round corners and bend the wheel of time and all the rest of it, which with all of the spiritual sciences, we absolutely can. What would we see? What would we know? You literally just cannot make this shit up. Three of Wands with the Judgment card, profound change, okay, and the Two of Wands, right? So I'm guessing, well, I say guessing, it's a professional guess. I am guessing that for a lot of you, the thing that you've been working on manifesting is a change of work, a change of location, and a change in your finances. Not only are those things on their way in, but there are profound changes here that will require you to make some, not snap decisions, but you will have to choose relatively quickly. Now, the Three of Wands with the Judgment card, that is you returning to a place that you know. All right, the Judgment card, yes, it represents profound change, a clearing of the decks actually of sorts, but it always speaks to things, places, or people that you know, sometimes even in your heritage. So for some of you, this could be that you're going back to your hometown, maybe you're going to visit, you know, like maybe you're going to, visit like your hometown, maybe to a place that you once lived in, maybe a place that you once studied in. There's a loop of some sort that's being closed here, but in a positive way. Then you've got this Two of Wands, which is a card of affluence, right? So I'm going to say this to you, and some of you are not going to like what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, because if you know me or you've been with me long enough, you know how I am, right? That Two of Wands, twos are choice points, right? They're decision energies. And because it shows up here with the Judgment card, which is a clearing of the decks, it also represents affluent persons, places, people, or situations, right? And because of the combination of cards that shows up here, your circle, the people that you're connected to, the people that you hang around with, the people that you are tied to or connected to in some way, shape or form is coming up for review. If you think it's just that you can change your habits and your routines and rituals, but you can keep all the same dank, low energy vibing people that you have around you, no. That does not work that way. right? So you're going to have to find a way to phase out or release what or who no longer works for you, no longer serves for you, or just doesn't really elevate your energy in the way that it needs to be in order to have this thing that you're welcoming into your life. This is a really powerful week. Now, here's where this also gets really interesting. You've got there's so much fire in these cards, I might add as well, by the way, right? You've got, and the 2 3s, so 2 3s represents a calming influence, right? Now, 2 3s, both the 3 of Wands, 3s represents a calming influence. So what the message is behind that energy is, you don't have to stress for this. Anything that is causing stress or is a discordant thread is not it. All right, and that's what you're really finding is going to need to be worked out here. Then you've got the 2 of Wands with the Hierophant card, right? And that, I mean, gosh, this literally what this says to me is there is an alignment or a connection to things, places, and people, or possibly even institutions that are bigger or higher than you in some way, shape, or form. This isn't from a looking down on you kind of way. There's an invite into a higher circle, an upper echelon of some sort that takes you to your personal next level this week, if you are willing to make the changes that need to be made. And then finally, the Sun card with the Judgment card. The other thing as well, with the Hierophant card and the Judgment card, I could go on about this forever, but this really does speak to the change in your just the change in your routines, the change in your evolution, and also the change in your spiritual outcome. And then the Judgment card with the Sun card, that is not only positive change that comes in for the better, but it is a moment where you're going to understand in stark clarity what needs to shift and what needs to change in order for you to move forward. Really, really powerful stuff this week. I am so totally effing here for it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.